Hey you guys, this is Weiss Schwarz. We're gonna be doing a actual series that we should have been doing for a long time, and that's commentating our games at locals. Today I have with me Jenna and Enrique, so um, we're just gonna be giving our ideas and like our thoughts. And then this was at our locals Titan, and we fire at Thursdays. So if you're in the Pinellas County area, then you should check us out. But yep, we have Enrique playing ReZero, the red blue deck, Maids deck, and then we also have Michael who's playing SAO English, green, blue, yellow. So yep. Do you guys okay? Before we restart, do you guys have like any like ideas about the matchup? Do you think it's more favorite to ReZero or SAO
To
or
be
just
honest, I'm
general
not really
thoughts?
sure. I think that's a
It's
matter of
I think it's pretty
utility.
even. Yeah.
It's a more of just who sticks the better damage. I mean, there's nothing. I think both sets have like their potential and like doing exactly what they need to do to get their combos off.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you were talking about utility wise, I'd say ReZero has the upper advantage just because of how free some of the effects are.
And then
But if you talk
faster
about
the
power wise,
milling, yeah. And
yeah,
be
if
able
you
to
talk
like
about
flash
power wise and
faster.
like actual end game, I think SAO actually has the better end game than the 3-0 at the moment.
Yeah.
Although the Ram is like probably the best finisher. I still
Yeah.
think obviously going up against a last shot is not the same.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any like specific advantage either thing has against the others. So
Right.
Yeah, it's not like
I think I agree.
it's not like ours. Yeah, it's not like we counter and like one deck counters with the other, so it's pretty even. Like we go into this like kind of like just open minded and like I've never played against his specific build because he still runs like the old Elizabeth accelerator build.
Yeah.
And so I actually haven't gotten really like much play against that. I gotten used to like the metal build, like the good build. So I'm not really used to this one. So I had to like actually think in this game.
Yeah. So I guess
as opposed to normal.
Well, I mean, most of the times I'm not gonna lie. Like most of the times I don't even think this deck's so good. That I like most of the time it's just kind of like if I already have like what I need. Like if I have like at least 1 million, like the climax combo from there, it's kind of like super easy. I just have to like draw any one of the utilities, and I can at least get 2 or 3 of them Amelia's at level 1 easily.
This was, by the way, this was round. This is the final round. So.
Oh yeah, this is like round 4, final round technically. Yeah.
Yeah, round 4.
Yeah. This is also where I ended up rolling double sixes and he rolled snake guys. He's like, oh okay. But I ended up opening 2 climaxes. I think it was 1 or 2 climaxes and a bunch of like zeros and like I think a Reinhardt backup.
Yeah, you dropped the.
And so I just started. Yeah. I dropped 2, and then I ended up drawing into 2 more climaxes. I think.
And he dropped the climax. So he dropped the 7 climax. Yeah, and then also the 2K splittable Asana backup.
I think I clocked and drew him into my 3rd climax here.
Yep. So you
actually ended up getting rid of the cruise just because of the fact that it wasn't going to do anything. Because I think I had like enough utility other than the cruise to like not have to worry about the cruise. So I just went straight with the felt.
Yep. So you play the standard turn 1 plays the runner to get in some damage and potentially get a plus off staying on field.
I ran 4 felt just to get the optimal chance of seeing it opening.
And he took the damage.
Don't even like the suicide to run through of it. But like I never even use them for like attacks. I only just end up using them for like their utility of always grabbing an Amelia or something.
Yep. So he plays the the Silica Suicider that hand fixes as well. Top check, and then you can add Avatar Net and then discard a card.
Too good.
And he plays another one. Yep. First card he discarded was the
separate lines.
Yeah, and then he discarded. He runs the salvage plus brainstormer. That's the only effect that does is the salvage plus brainstorming. Because SAO doesn't have like
a bunch of damage.
Yeah, so that's one thing that's pretty good about the red build is that like it gives a option for SAO to salvage because the standard like blue, green, yellow build there's no way to salvage out your cards.
There really isn't. So, like right now I kind of have a huge hand, but like I obviously clock with a climax because I've opened way too many. I tend to draw way too many climaxes a lot. I just see that happening.
Yeah.
Hence another reason why I run 3 of these suiciders is because most of the time I won't even use them for attacks.
Yeah.
And then I'll just end up discarding the climax to grab an Amelia level 1 or something that I actually need.
Yep. So you play your Ricky clone, and then you search out for one of the EMT level 1s.
I think I also like I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong. I must have, like, I don't know if I was thinking right at this point, but like I don't know how I like only went for one. At this point, you see me only play one Amelia this turn. But I think it was because I opened up two. I had another Amelia, another one of the climaxes. So I think I didn't even end up like playing the second one just so I could have it for next turn.
I think you played 2. I forgot.
No. I played one because I played the. I think I played the Beatrice for now. Yeah, I played the Beatrice, and I didn't hit anything on this one.
Yeah, what the Beatrice does is you mill 2, and if you hit a climax, you get to salvage back a character card, basically.
It's really good. It's just a free salvage practically.
Yeah. Anything? Yeah, it's just a free
I think
mill.
this is the point where I think I was contemplating about grabbing the second Amelia. But I don't know why if I didn't or I don't know why, but I didn't. I think I only had like enough utility to grab one more Amelia. Only one Amelia. Obviously, I pushed back my foe because I knew the Beatrice was gonna die because it's a suicider.
Yeah, just to get another mill off and not potentially lose your runner. Yep, he took the damage for 3 as direct attack. And then this is for 2, and then he takes that. He's probably, I think I would level up with green since he already has a sin on as his extra clock damage. Yep. So he levels up the Leafa counter, which is interesting. Alright.
Best card of the game.
Yeah. EMT combo, get another EMT off. For next turn, since you said you had another one in your hand, right? Another climax?
No, I actually think I had I don't know what I didn't do, but like I realized I think I used a suicide at the next turn to grab one of the Amelias in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. So he clocks the level
damage.
3 Yuki, yes, yeah. And then he plays that. Yeah, the
accelerator combo.
Yeah, accelerator.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
This is the reason I didn't know what I was doing against.
Yeah, it's a global 500 to all your characters, and then like when you do use another accelerate ability, then you can pay 1 to salvage 1. So that's pretty nice.
It's a good the whole combo with the Elizabeth too that accelerates is like a good way to get around TLR's like anti-salvage and contact.
Yeah, and then Elizabeth is a decent size as well. It gets the 1/0 Elizabeth that he just plays. He gets 500 for every other avatar in that, and then he also gets a level. And then also has the celebrate ability where you clock yourself for 1, and then it gets ability if it reverses a character, you salvage 1. So you get pretty much 2 salvages on the last attack, even against with anti-salvage, because the -3 still isn't going to matter because you already reversed the character, and the damage has been dealt.
Yeah, he was just explaining it to me there because this is like the first time I actually played against this combo, and I'm like probably in a super long time because I think it was only 1% in Orlando that played it.
He grabs the Yuki.
And I haven't played it. Yeah, I think it was at this point that I decided to run, and I ended up hitting the Ram climax. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. And then,
I was already out of so many climaxes, so I didn't think there was going to be like another climax stacked on the top. It was like, oh, there goes my luck.
So obviously Elizabeth is going to kill off the level 0 Ricky clone.
Yeah, so he's going to get a salvage.
He gets
I don't know, they're obviously running any salvage. He's just getting ready for the Ram. I mean, not the Rim, the Rim.
And then the Sinon is stacking for 6/5. He gets 500 for every other, and then the global 500. And then you just take damage because your climaxes.
I knew I was going to really cancel, especially after that fell too. I was like, oh, no, I'm just not going to cancel this game. I didn't actually, I didn't actually clock this turn just because I had such a huge hand. I think like 9 cards in hand at this point, so I didn't really care. I grabbed an Amelia.
I guess you kept your felt in the back.
I hit a Beatrice on this too. That was such a clutch turn.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why my turn ended up being so good. Is just because I hit the Beatrice. You also notice that in my deck, there's actually no support back row in my entire deck except
the global 500,
and that's because mainly I kind of took building the deck. I kind of went off what you did, like what most players do with Puyo, and that's just like they don't really care about the board as long as they can confirm that they're gonna get their pluses. Yeah. So I kind of took that initiative with it, and like just made sure that I always get the Amelias off, like at least twice, 2 to like 4 times per game. So I kind of took that initiative and went with it. Yeah. And that's pretty much what this entire deck is: just get the Amelias, get the Rams, and just consistently keep up board damage, not board presence. Which is not usually my playstyle because I love like having board presence, but I'm like my playstyle has changed a lot playing this set, and at least this build. I was like, just counting my cards in deck because
I mean, it's kind of similar to like CG
a lot
though,
of cards.
because like Manami's gonna die next turn anyways as well.
Yeah,
But
it's
you have
like,
to get a
well,
reverse
you're right.
off. Yeah, you have to get a reverse off.
I mean,
of
if I did
Manami.
play some back row, I think it'd give me another reason. But like, I just don't find
Yeah.
the back row being enough, just
Yeah.
enough for me to play. I might text them later on, but like, I don't really see.
Yeah, the good thing about Amelia is you don't have to reverse, so that's nice.
And so swing for 2 and he cancels, and then
Mm.
I'm at 7-5 with the puck.
Yeah.
So I get so he had no backup, and then
Yeah.
obviously do the Amelia things that it does.
Cancels that as well.
Yeah. I was a little discouraged at this point because like, I knew he was doing it. Like he's kind of compressed in his hand wise, and he was kind of like getting some good advantage. And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a steep game." But I managed to hit the rim.
Mm-hmm.
I cried a little bit. I denied the draw there actually.
Oh, just so you wanted to get the refresh. I mean, the climax back into before refresh.
Yeah, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to pay that one out, but at least I could get the climax and my climax zone back into the waiting room.
Yeah. You canceled. So he canceled all the attacks that turn. Yeah.
And then I think I just pretty much passed my turn after that point.
Mm-hmm.
He did clock on core, so he hit the scene on, but he didn't really care. He was about to level up anyways.
See, if I was Michael, I probably would have kept at least like a 2K costless backup where just to, because I feel
the Austin up back.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like I feel like if you can mess up at least like one lane with ReZero, then I can also like it'll kind of force them to like go through climaxes. Yeah.
When you early drop a rem and then you can either anti change it or just easily back up against it. If you can do that, like I lose a lot of advantage.
Yeah, the reason why, because like if I have open lanes against you, then like if you like cancel, then it'll be like if you have like 3 climaxes in, obviously you won't be able to early drop your rem.
Yeah, he knew he had a clean deck. I knew he had a clean deck as well, obviously. So he brainstormed out the last 3 cards for compression.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I would have like just attacked, just play some cards just to attack and like get a clean stock in. But I guess
that's probably true.
Yeah.
But I think he might. I mean, he already had so much advantage in hand at least. At least that's what it looked like. But this turn it looked like he played a bunch of random cards.
I'm always kind of cautious going to like level 2 with like only 2 stock though.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and that's another thing that I do because like a lot of my cards don't require me to pay stock. Like obviously, saw the Beatrice just mill 2 on play, or the Amelia just is on attack, and then you have cards like the Ram that only discard a card. So I end up finding myself a lot of times just having a bunch of stock. As you'll see in this game, I do have a bunch of stock at the end.
Yeah.
Now that's actually really compressed because my hand was like at least I ended my hand with every turn in my hand at least 7 cards in hand, and I had a huge stock throughout the entire game. So I was never too worried about it.
Yeah.
I also tech this 1-1 Amelia. It's pretty much getting 2,500 if I have that puck on the field. I teched it mainly because I was thinking about running like some other random cards, maybe like the Beatrice bomber, level 1 bomb or whatever. But I have like a little thing for 1-1s and 2-1s, so I ended up playing it, and then
Yep. So you cancel damage and the refresh damage is a climax. Yeah. I know that feels. Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Anyways.
Yeah, so he sided with his level 0 against your Amelia, which I would have done as well, just so you can have some damage to soak in with a body on.
I think he didn't want me to sack him because he was at 2-1 still, so like the game was still close.
Yeah. And I think this Yuki is gonna be like 8-5 because it was the last card.
Oh, she's huge. I still have a chance against the same. I mean, I could have probably backed up, and I don't think I actually had a Reinhardt back up at this turn. I don't think it really mattered. As it's just gonna die. Who cares? Like I think I was set up for the next turn decently. I think I ended up canceling that attack. Was it? Did I cancel that attack?
He hasn't gone through the trigger check yet. He's just searching it with his cards with the Yuki.
Okay.
So he's just setting up.
I can't remember because I think I started my turn with like 3 climaxes in the waiting room. So I was like, I had my rem play ready, but like. Obviously, starting your turn with 3 climaxes in the waiting room doesn't help after refresh.
So he triggers a gold bar, so it would just be for 2 damage. And then that cancels as well.
Yeah, I canceled.
So you have 3 climaxes, right, in waiting room, so you I think, because you said you wouldn't be able to early drop your RAM.
Yeah, so I ended up canceling that, and then I ended up getting stuck with
Yeah,
three
you have
climaxes in my living room.
3 climaxes. Yeah.
So I ended up just I actually just ended up clocking the RAM. I could have probably pushed through the entire deck if I really tried, but then I lose too much stock. I'd be uncompressing completely, and then it wouldn't even be worth it. So I just ended up slapping down a RAM, brainstorm to pay out that climax, and then I had nothing. But that was the least damage out of the way.
Yeah.
What else did I do? I think that was I actually did. Now that I remember, I forgot to felt run the last turn, but I think that's because I've never tried to do them like right when I'm level 1. Because I have a tendency to always hit them at level 1.
And sometimes we just forget.
Like I tend to I tend to always hit a climax at level 1, so I never do them at level 1. It's just like my own little thing I do.
Yeah.
What was it? What else did happen? I think that was it. I got 1 Amelia. So like this is like the 3rd Amelia combo that I'm getting, but like it's not obviously that much.
So yep.
Is this a misplay? This is where I misplayed actually.
Yeah.
When that pluck is reversed, it actually has to get bottom deck, and I did not bottom deck it this game. That time, and I did it the first time.
Yeah, you
I
did
don't
it
know
the
why
first
I didn't
time.
do it the second time. I don't know what was going through my mind, but I didn't bottom deck it, and that was I think the only misplay this game I had. I realized it as soon as the game was over, but I was like, "Oops, I can't have done nothing about it." Thankfully, it wasn't anything that was like crucial to the game. If I would have probably if I would have won because of like plug not going there, I probably this video probably wouldn't even get uploaded. I probably feel so horrible for like uploading a video like that. But no, that was like the one misplay. And I didn't notice it. I don't know what was going through my mind at that point. I think it was just the fact that he I don't know. I guess it's just one of those moments. He's having a brain fart.
So I think by now you have at least 2 Rams in your hand. I know I saw.
Yeah, I have 2 Rams in my hand. I have 8 stock clearly, so like I was doing fine. If I could just get like an Amelia or another Ram, I was pretty much set.
Yeah.
Like he actually had the opportunity. You'll see in this turn to go through more of his deck, which he didn't, which ultimately ended up to him.
Yeah. So he got one of the brainstorms off the search brainstorm off.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing with SAO. What I realize is that like you kind of have to be like more careful of your stock going to when you like start going to like level 2 or 3 and stuff. I mean, like I guess he got. I don't remember if he got his like search off at level 1, but then like, I mean, it is nice to take out 2 damage and like search for cards from your deck with the Yugi, but then at the same time, it's like you should probably like start building up your stock. But I think with if he plays when he plays like a 3rd character, he'll get 3 attacks, and so he'll have like enough stock going to level 3 with 3 level 3s.
It's obviously not like ReZero where you just kind of like build an insane amount of stock because you don't have to worry about paying stock. You just kind of pay resource from your hand or like sacking a character.
Yeah. I guess that's also one of the downsides with like accelerate builds in general is like it gets more riskier at like level 2 and onward.
It just didn't let me keep up in damage because he one accelerate ended up letting me get in there a little bit more.
Especially like the same turn that you clock at like level 2 as well. Like I already feel kind of like iffy when I clock at level 2 onward.
I mean, I think he was in the right to do it. I think he still should have tried to figure out a way to push through his entire deck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was fine. He actually denied the pay 1 salvage because he wanted to try and have 6 stock for the Xenons.
I see. Yeah.
I ended up running.
Yeah, just so you can try soaking damage.
Yeah, just take less damage. I didn't want to like obviously get sacked.
For 2, and then I guess sticks.
Yeah, this is all fixed. I think, right? No, I'm not even sure. I can't remember. Thankfully, I was well compressed about the game enough to I canceled this one.
Yeah.
I was thankfully compressed enough during the game, and I didn't trigger too much because like that's the real reason I like lose easily in this game. If I trigger way too many climaxes, I still end up losing a lot. Like if I can pay them out, that's why I have the cruise there, just because in case if I trigger way too many
you
climaxes.
can spam out your climaxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spam over brainstorm.
But that wasn't the case in this game. I ended up just actually drawing all of them instead.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I had my suiciders handy, and they did all the work that they needed to do.
Yeah. So he still did the Yuki combo at level 3. Yeah, getting level 3. So he did the accelerate he did the pay 1 accelerate and also pay 1 to Yuki search. So I guess that's why. I guess
I think he
yeah.
left himself with 5 cards or 4 cards in deck.
Yeah. Which I can
Thankfully,
understand why, because
yeah.
he wanted to get some damage off his deck, but I guess he didn't know like what your level 3 rams to like do by like
No, they
putting cards
don't.
back. Yeah.
Thankfully, at this point, you can notice that the puck is not at the bottom of my deck, and thankfully, it wasn't like an extra damage or something that could have killed me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like super relevant, but it did. Obviously, I misplayed that. That was my fault. So I clock draw 2, and then I obviously refresh.
Mhm.
Yes, rule struck me for not restaining my character.
Mhm.
And as you can see in the background, you can see a nice Project Diva versus Haru Sweets.
Yeah. And also, I think you already had like triple ram on in your hand,
Yeah, I had
anyways.
the triple ram already.
So it
And
was
I had
gonna
the
be a
climax
game.
already.
Yeah. It was this was the last turn of the game, anyway. So it wasn't that big of a deal because you were ending the game. So you refresh
I
with
just
the
happened
climax.
I just happened to get lucky with the draws too. That was a little bit of luck. Will I still have pulled it out? Maybe depends on how my deck was compressed. I mean, obviously I was really well compressed,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I ended up pushing to like 2 or 3 climaxes through these rams. So I don't know how I felt about that one personally, but
So when you play triple rams, that's pretty much going 9 cards deep through your deck, which is nice as well.
yeah, it's very nice. And it just adds to the hand. You don't have to discard or anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it replaces itself basically. Yeah.
it's really nice to have, and it grabs any card, so you can just grab the combo if you really need it.
Yeah.
I think it was at this point I was actually trying to remember, and I actually did have to get one of my friends to like give me like the full translation on the RAM. The
Yeah,
first
so you
effect.
can activate it in the back, like if it's
I
possible. To
wanted to
activate
know
it,
if
yeah.
I could activate the RAM climax combo in the back row
Mhm.
because I drew obviously as you saw I got the Amelia,
Mhm.
and I wanted to try and see if I can go for a little bit of a overkill with that.
Mhm.
So we had to actually took a quick second break here. You'll notice like we won't be doing anything, and pretty much it says that when you play the climax combo, you can choose two cards in your opponent's waiting room and shuffle it back to your deck. So obviously with 3 rams, that's 6 cards going back into the deck. Not a Fumi, but still nice to have. And I think he only had one climax left in his deck, so I think he thought he was compressed, but he didn't know the rams effect.
Yeah.
At this point, so he was just kind of like, oh. They also gain 3K for the turn, so they can become big beat sticks, and
Yeah.
it's all really nice.
I guess his mindset was he was hoping that like you'd just overswing and like he didn't like know like the cards going back to the deck, so obviously you just thought like he probably take some damage, probably cancel the rest or whatever, but
I don't know why I took back the climax combo. I don't know if I was just thinking of like, I think I forgot to play something. I think it was the whole turn other than the Amelia, I was contemplating playing the 2-1 Amelia, but I didn't really care. And I think I was just going to start like, oh wait, did I play or not?
Yeah. So if you guys don't know if you're watching what the Ram combo does is like with the climax combo, right? You put 2 cards back for each copy of the level 3 Ram that you have. And then you can also like pay 2, discard 1 and burn 1 on attack, right?
That's just on attack. So it's not a climax combo. You pay 2, you ditch a card, and then it burns 1. And he ended up taking the exact amount of damage I wanted him to take. Like I wanted him to take the burns and then cancel at least one of the attacks. Because at that point he would just die from refresh.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what ended up happening right there, where he cancels the first attack, and after that it was kind of game over. Like it didn't really matter.
Yeah, that was his last climax, so he was gonna die regardless.
And like at that point, he just like he knew it was pretty much game.
Yeah.
Like, there was really no point in going through it. But I actually offered him a handshake. He's like, "Let me refresh and die properly." He's like, "Okay." And then we had like this awkward moment where he like refreshes and he hands me the deck and hands me a handshake, but like I missed it completely. It was so awkward. Like I'm watching, it's like, wait, what just happened? But like he died anyway.
Yeah, he died.
But he just died from refresh. It's a very good game. I think the damage was kept up well.
Yeah, I think for the most part it was pretty even.
It wasn't like a sack or anything.
Yeah.
So it was just overall just a good game.
Is there anything that you would have probably done differently or not?
Definitely would have bottomed at the puck. Differently, I think I probably shouldn't have ran with the felt the second time, but I've never actually known about that. And I think the other thing, I don't know what it was. I think I probably forgot. I probably wouldn't have clocked the REM because I still could have played it. I had going into that moment. I saw the 3 comments like, oh, I'm not gonna do it, so I just clocked it.
Yeah.
But I would have never known I would have drawn 3 Rams. So that was really clutch of that. But I probably just should have kept the Ram just to have the heal because obviously I refreshed it and it was a 3. I could have been a 3-0 technically.
Yeah. I mean the burn was nice too. But like you had you with the 2 extra stock that you had, you on that turn you could get you obviously got one of the Ram burns off, but technically you get 2 off with like the last Ram, right, on attack.
Yeah, I did, on the last attack I did get a second Ram.
Yeah, so
and that was kind of just a scenario. I just kind of like did the math down. I like took the math in and realized that he only had 1 climax left, and
yeah,
at that point he was just like, I don't know if he had anything that could have stopped me. Like I don't even know if SAO has anything that could stop me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So once I shuffled back to Sis, it was kind of over. He should have known, but he didn't know the effect. So obviously, once I told him the effect, he was like, "Oh yeah, I think you kind of just went." That's what he said too.
Yeah.
And kind of throughout the game, I kind of probably shouldn't have won that because like just drawing the 3 round was kind of lucky. But then again, not twice.
Yeah.
And obviously, if he would have survived the next turn, he would have easily killed me because I think I pushed through like 5 climaxes by this point.
Yeah, I mean, you had 2 Rams in your hand anyways, and like I feel like you probably would have drawn into the 3rd Ram, I guess, maybe. So
yeah. I don't know if I change anything, but like the only other card I think I'd probably throw in is the 0-0 Amelia that top checks, and then on attack if there's only a card in the center stage. If I can mulligan the top card, and then if it's a 0,
the level 0,
or I can play a card in the back row. But like I said, I probably won't even play it just because of the fact that I don't really run any back row support. Like the only time I actually when I did test it a little bit, and the only card I actually really consistently tried to get was the felt.
Yeah.
Because I could have the mill run.
Yeah.
But that was the only reason I even ran that card in. The top check's nice and all, but it doesn't I can't really do anything. I just didn't find it as good. Not at least not for my build.
Right. So I guess that's it. This is our first commentating video for our games, and you guys can expect this more in the future. I'll try to start doing this more often since we do meet weekly at our locals. So yep, like, comment, subscribe to Weiss Schwarz.
Bye.
Bye.